Hey, good morning from the Georgia WeatherNet 24-hour Storm Center. It is 8:55. We have a tornado warning now in effect, and this is going to be for extreme southern Baldwin County, northern Wilkinson County, and northeast Twiggs County, also a portion of Jones County, southeast corner of Jones County, in this tornado warning. This is in effect until 9 o'clock. Doppler radar indicating a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Mountain Springs. That's about 11 miles southeast of Gray, moving east at 20 miles per hour. So the threat here will be a tornado as well as quarter-size hail. This is radar-indicated rotation, and we can take a look at the rotation on Doppler radar. And we can see the couplet is located just above Highway 57. Again, this is near Mountain Springs, and this is moving very close to Gordon. So if you're in Gordon and Ivy, McIntyre, you need to take cover right now, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. Now, yeah, we do have southern Baldwin County in this tornado-warned polygon, but this is going to be passing very, just right along the county line there at Baldwin and Wilkinson County as it moves out of Jones County and continuing to move toward the east. This is moving very slowly at 20 miles per hour, so in addition to the tornado and hail threat, we also have the potential of flooding with this slow-moving, very large storm. So if you are in this warning polygon or know someone in the northwest corner of Wilkinson County, especially around Gordon and Ivy, they need to be in their tornado-safe place right now, lowest level, most interior room, away from doors and windows. And we can see that very strong reflectivity coming back with the dark shades of purple and gray on the radar. So that indicates a hail core that's being suspended up with this storm, and also getting some motion there that's bulging out toward the southeast. So that's also an indicator of those strong straight line winds. So very possible getting those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts approaching 441 toward McIntyre and Irwinton right now. Let's take a look at our velocity tool, still showing that rotation moving right over Gordon. So this is going to be near the Highway 18 and Macon Road split near Gordon, passing just slightly to the south of Ivy. But you still need to be in your tornado-safe place in Ivy. Anywhere in this couplet is where we could see the potential of a tornado dropping. If you're just joining us here, live coverage on Lake Country 102.3 and 97 Big FM. We are breaking away from programming to bring you this update from the National Weather Service. Tornado warning has been issued for south central Baldwin County, northwestern Wilkinson County, north central Twiggs County, and southeastern Jones County. And this goes until 9 o'clock this morning. Our radar indicating the storm capable of producing a tornado right over Gordon, continuing to push toward the east very slowly, about 20 to 25 miles per hour now. If you're in downtown Milledgeville, you are not in the warning polygon. If you're in Midway or the Central State Hospital area, you're not in the warning polygon. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. So we do have some very heavy rainfall falling, especially Milledgeville south, down 441. But you're not in the threat of a tornado right now in town Milledgeville. This is going to be extreme southern Baldwin County around Stevens Pottery, heading down toward J.F. Hall Road, Union Hill Church Road. That's going to be the part of Baldwin County that we're concerned with. Our primary concern is going to be in northwest Wilkinson County. I know we have viewers and listeners there. We, of course, online on our Facebook page and on YouTube as well on the Georgia WeatherNet. So if you have internet, you can follow along with us and see the radar imagery that we're looking at. If you're listening on the radio, no problem. We have you covered there as well. So we are following this storm as it is really starting to push out of Jones. We do have southeast Jones County in the warning polygon, but for the most part, that storm has cleared Jones County, also clearing Twiggs County, but has its eyes on Wilkinson County. McIntyre, and actually we just are now going to lose the warning. So let's get the latest here from the Weather Service, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the velocity. And we see that the rotation is still very broad, but has weakened quite a bit. So it looks like the Weather Service is going to, well, we see the polygon went away. Let's make sure that we're all clear here before we sound the all clear. We're, okay, going to allow the tornado warning to expire, but they're going to keep a eye on it. So let's just stay live here for a few more minutes, and we'll go to at least 5 after on the radio and make sure that this doesn't spin up again. This warning was issued, and then they pulled it off the board pretty quick, but the Weather Service is watching it, so we'll do the same thing. Obviously, with everything that happened yesterday in Milledgeville, we're very sensitive to these storms with any sort of capability of producing a tornado. Still showing that tornado signature vortex right along the Twiggs-Wilkinson County line. And so that is an indication that we still have some rotation. It's very broad, and it has weakened quite a bit over the last couple of scans. And we have a new scan coming in now. Let me just kind of take a look at that. So Todd, Benji, we'll go until 5 after on the radio, and then unless I say otherwise, we'll pull the coverage back, and then we'll continue watching on the Georgia WeatherNet on Facebook and on the YouTube channel as well. So you can follow along there. So we'll go another 4 minutes on the radio unless something breaks out. Still looking at a pretty good inflow notch on this storm. And let me, for those of you watching on the internet, take a look at another radar site. We're almost getting too close to the Jeffersonville radar site, but to get a full look at this storm. But yeah, this is still a very strong, severe thunderstorm, as it is continuing to track toward McIntyre and Irwinton, heading down Highway 57. And that's going to be bringing those strong straight-line winds. Could be seeing gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And also the potential for hail with this storm. Could be quarter-size hail with this system. And in case you're wondering and listening on the radio in the Milledgeville area, the official storm assessment has not been completed yet on the storms yesterday. With everything going on today, it's probably going to be another day or two. But I know a lot of people are talking about tornadoes. Was it a tornado yesterday? It certainly looks like it could have been. But that assessment has to come down from the National Weather Service. They'll take a look at all the damage and then make their assessment. There's no doubt about it. It was a tornado in LaGrange yesterday. But still, the word is out, and probably going to find out it was a tornado. But as people are talking about that, just keep that in mind, that it does take a visual assessment from the National Weather Service before they can make their call on if it was a tornado and what level it was. But it looks like that track did start just northeast of downtown, track near Lake Laurel, and then moved into the southwest corner of Hancock County before the damage started to cease. So, yeah, a lot of trees down, power lines down, and most of that power has been restored as of this morning, which is good news, but still a lot of work to be done and cleaning up. And with these storms moving through, it's very hard to make that happen. So if you're just joining us on the radio, we are live with coverage of severe weather. We had a tornado warning that affected portions of Baldwin, Wilkinson, Twiggs, and Jones counties. That was expired a little bit early due to the rotation broadening out. And so we're going to keep it live for 1 more minute on the radio, and then after that we'll give you the all clear and break back in again if necessary. And we'll keep it live on the Georgia WeatherNet Facebook and YouTube page for just a little bit longer. Still just looking at a pretty menacing storm in northwest Wilkinson County. So this is passed over Gordon, still raining heavily in Gordon, but the real focus of concern is now about 5 to 10 miles to the west of Irwinton along Highway 57, and then approaching McIntyre as well. Of course, McIntyre and Irwinton are right side by side, so it's going to be pushing right through that area and still showing the broad rotation with this storm. So this is worth keeping an eye on. And we are coming up on 9:05. So I'll tell you what, gentlemen, on the radio station, we can go ahead and split away, go back to regular programming. Again, we'll bring it back live if necessary, and you can continue the coverage on the YouTube and Facebook page. So we'll go back to regular programming on 97 Big FM and on Lake Country 102.3. All right, so as they start to break off to their regular programming, we will continue to watch this cell as it's moving into Wilkinson County. Severe thunderstorm warning extends back into Bibb County, covering Macon. So heavy rainfall will continue through Macon and then eastbound along Highway 57 and US 80. Heavy rainfall down into Jeffersonville. The radar site is in Jeffersonville, so a little hard to get a complete view of that. We have to actually look at, ironically, have to take a radar a little bit further away to get the complete view of what's going on in Twiggs County and down in to parts of around the Jeffersonville and Bullard area. But the heavy rain does continue in Wilkinson County. That severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 9:15. It is 9:06, and we'll just keep our live coverage going on the Georgia WeatherNet until 9:15. And take a look at the big picture now. This is the only warning that we have in the state. Just one severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warnings, just our one severe thunderstorm warning for central Georgia, covering Macon, eastbound to McIntyre and Irwinton. And as we take a look at the composite, so we're just looking at the one radar site. You can see those storms stretch all the way through LaGrange, Columbus, and then into Alabama. So more on the way. We do have a tornado watch in effect as well until 11 o'clock this morning, and I'll pull that up on the map here so you can see where that is. This means that conditions are favorable for a tornado as we move through the late morning hours now. And this is going to cover, I'm probably going to see some of these counties dropped off toward the west, but for now, Thomaston, Upson County, through Macon, down to Perry, Dublin, Swainsboro, Sandersville, Wadley, Louisville, all in the tornado watch area, Milledgeville as well. And so this means we're just going to keep our eye out for a few of these storms that could spin up and create a tornado hazard. So no severe thunderstorm watches in effect, but we do have this one severe thunderstorm warning set to go until 9:15, and we'll just keep it here live until then and make sure nothing else happens. Just kind of scan all the radar products. And still showing that broad rotation right along Highway 57, now between Gordon and Irwinton. That is, it's broad and not the strongest rotation, but it is there. So this is really one of the first steps that we need to get a storm to produce a tornado, is just get the overall cell, we call it a mesocyclone, starting to rotate itself. That in itself is not dangerous. It's the next step after that where we can start to see those vortices form in between the those two rotating parcels of air with that storm. So not to get too scientific on you there, but just to let you know that this is what the Weather Service looks at when you see the yellows and or the reds and the greens close together. You know that the storm is spinning, and then you watch for that to tighten up, and that's where you can potentially get a tornado. So we're going to hold on to the severe thunderstorm warning with the possibility of a tornado until 9:15. Heavy rain certainly is occurring, and also hail is another factor with this storm. We're showing the probability of severe hail, and so this is showing about a 25 to 30% probability of severe hail, and a little bit higher than that on the west side of Irwinton, but right there over McIntyre and Irwinton, looking at some significant hail, and we can get kind of an estimate of what that hail would be like if it's falling to the ground. Could be an inch, could be a little bit greater over McIntyre and Irwinton right now, crossing 441. So that is certainly hail that can cause some damage. So we're going to just keep that on there as a potential threat as well. And those wind gusts, especially moving into Irwinton, now moving south of Irwinton, down 441 with some strong winds out along, as I mentioned, 441 heading down towards State Route 96 with the potential of 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, or could be greater. It's still showing the overall storm rotating. It's starting to move out of the warning polygon. We'll see if that gets extended into eastern Wilkinson County. Got a report of nickel-size hail in the Bowman Road area and Wesleyan Drive in Macon. No surprise there with the hail core that we saw passing over Macon over the last few minutes and over the last few hours as well. So no tornado warnings on the board. We have one severe thunderstorm warning, and we're looking at it right now covering Macon, Bibb County, portions of Baldwin County, Wilkinson, Twiggs, and Jones County. This goes for another 5 minutes, and this storm moving east at around 35 to 40 miles per hour. So it's not a fast-moving storm, not a slow storm, but it is moving at its own pace. And since we have what we call training, I can put this in motion to show you what I'm talking about. See, the rain just falling over the same area. If this line were moving south, it wouldn't be as big of a flood threat. But as you can see, the rain moving into Irwinton right now, and then Irwinton's just going to continue to see rain for the next 45 minutes to an hour. It's going to just lots and lots of rain going to continue to fall. And so that's why we continue to see these flood risk and flood warnings going out across the state. Another decent-sized cell, eastern Upson County, around Yatesville. Not a severe storm there, but that one's significant. That's going to be bringing some heavy rainfall. And then out to the west, the folks out in Troup County, they don't need any more thunderstorms, rain, or anything. They just need weather to clear out so they can clean up and go through all of the damage and the remains of those homes and businesses out there that were destroyed from the tornado yesterday. But they are still experiencing that heavy rainfall in Troup County. And hopefully that'll be clearing out of there fairly soon. And then things are going to get quiet a little bit later on tonight. We're still looking at a chance of some strong to severe thunderstorms in South Georgia for tomorrow. Most of the state will just be under a general thunderstorm risk. We'll be having a little more stability in the atmosphere tomorrow across the state. So that is going to help kind of diminish our severe weather threat throughout most of Georgia. But South Georgia, and I actually will show you that since we have a second. I'm waiting for this severe thunderstorm warning to expire. And I'll give you that convective outlook. This is for tomorrow. So the darker shade of green in South Georgia, that does cover Albany, Bainbridge, Valdosta, Cairo, Waycross, Brunswick, St. Mary's, Kingsland, Nashville, all in that level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk. Blakely is in there as well. So, yeah, they're not done with the severe weather. This could pop up some more strong to severe thunderstorms for tomorrow. Further north, we'll just be in that general thunderstorm risk, and then North Georgia going to be pretty clear. For today, it looks like this. The level 2 out of 5 risk covering a good part of middle Georgia down into South Georgia. And so that's where we have the risk of these storms continuing to go strong to severe over the next several hours all the way into the mid to late afternoon hours. So there you go. Severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to be extended out toward the east, and there it is. So this is going to cover portions of Johnson, Laurens, Washington, and Wilkinson County. So it covers that eastern half of Wilkinson County and stretches into Waco, Washington County, Laurens, and Johnson County. This goes until 10 a.m. So Doppler radar indicating that severe thunderstorm over Toomsboro, moving east at 45 miles per hour, potential of 60-mile-an-hour winds, and quarter-size hail with this storm. So this is just pretty much extending out the storm. Fortunately, the rotation has diminished, significantly. There's our latest velocity view, and we can look just above Irwinton, up Highway 112, just northeast of McIntyre, and that's where what's left of the rotation. So that is really falling apart, so hopefully we'll keep this storm from spinning up again. But if you are in the Davisboro area, Sandersville, Tennell, Deep Step, the community of Oconee, Toomsboro, obviously, the storm's right on top of you, Donovan, Nicholsville, Pringle, New Home, you are in the severe thunderstorm warning polygon. So just be prepared for strong straight-line winds, heavy rainfall, and the possibility of that quarter-size hail. So the severe thunderstorm warning behind that is going to be allowed to expire at 9:14, and we'll replace it with this one ahead of it. And we're going to go ahead and break off our live broadcast for now. And if we have another storm spinning up, we will break in with live coverage here on the Georgia Weather Net, Facebook, YouTube, and on the radio.